Hi, Dallas here with ProPhone, and in this video we're going to be going over the calendar integration feature. So the calendar integration feature allows anytime that you add or delete an event to basically send those event details into ProFlow to trigger automations that you have attached to the integration. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how this works and how you can set it up. So let's go ahead and open up the calendar by clicking on the calendar icon here, top dashboard. And then we're going to go to the integration area. This is where you will attach the webhook that you want to integrate your automations to. Okay, the calendar integration supports one webhook, and any event that you add or delete, it will call and send the data to this webhook in a ProFlow. Let's go ahead and remove this. And if you want to learn more about webhooks, all you have to do is go to settings here and go to webhooks and just watch this video right here. I go over the webhooks. So let's go to ProFlow, click on New Flow from scratch, and we are going to select the trigger. The trigger will be a webhook because we want it to run every time it receives data from the integration. And then we're going to copy this URL. This is the webhook where the data comes across. Let's go back into settings area webhooks so we can put that in here. That way we can utilize an integration. The webhooks area is how you connect webhooks with the entire ProPhone ecosystem, how you can call on your automations with at any point in time. So let's go webhook name. Let's just call this calendar tutorial or calendar integration tutorial. Create webhook. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the calendar area, integration. I'm going to go ahead and select webhook. And you can also watch the webhook video right here. Anything has anything to do with webhooks generally are going, anytime you open select webhook, webhooks area, assign a webhook, whatever, you will see this video to watch it. Here is the webhook we just added. Let's click on that. And then we're going to save configuration. Now once you do that, you can always change it, remove it, or you can disable it, however you want to run that. But now anytime I add an event, create an event, add an event, delete an event, it's going to literally send the data to that flow. So we got two ways we can test this out to build out the automation. We can either click on test, we'll have to click on test trigger first. We can either create a test event here, or we can go into settings, webhooks, click on the test icon, and then we can just send a test payload to it. Now, payload is literally, the way it's stored in the database in the back end is all these right here on the left-hand side where it says first name, last name, phone, email, category, all this stuff. This is set in the database. It does not change at all. And when you send data across, it's basically assigning the data to its appropriate category or appropriate column. So in the ProFlow builder, you're just mapping like, hey, I want the category to appear here. I want location to appear here. And that way when it comes through, it's just going to plug this in that place, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and click send test. Close it out. Okay, we have received that data. As you can see, same concept. We got the ID right here, title, description, all of it's right here. Okay. Now this is a test. This is test. It's not a real event. It's just test event data that we have in the back end. Let's just add an event to the Google Calendar. Let's create event. Go ahead and select the calendar. If you want to connect your calendar, click create connection, and then just connect via Google. And it will store in your connections area inside of ProFlow, which is right here. Okay. We're going to use ProPhone Calendar. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. All right. Now let's click on select an option. We're going to select title of the event. Click this drop down right here, and that way we can map data from the prior step to it. So we're going to click on body, event details, title. And now we're going to map start date time, find it, start date time, end date time, or stop date time, same concept. Location, that's fine. You don't have to have a location, but that's fine. You can map whatever one of these fields in the event that you want. Description, how I do this is I'll add the description. If it exists, cool. If not, it is what it is. But then basically I'll turn around and I'll add the event ID as well. That way if I ever want to look up an event to update it in Google Calendar, I can look it up by that certain event ID from the ProPhone system. and it will find it. So if I assign it here, that way it exists somewhere in the event so I can find it again. And then I'm going to go ahead and test step. Okay, now it will appear in November because the way the test data is set up, we'll probably update that so it's more dynamic, but yeah, it works. So let's go back into, let's publish this out. Click on publish. Okay, now let's go ahead and add an event, make sure it works. Click add event. We'll put in here, let's put test calendar. And I'll show you guys one that I've already built out that's like fully allows you to sync, adding, deleting, updating, stuff like that. And you can even use it in your own platform, on your own account. Let's go 12/19. Let's do 4 p.m. to 4:30. Event location, doesn't matter. Select category, I can do inspection. And just click create event. Okay, now let's check the calendar. Oh, my bad, December. There we go, there it is. So as you can see, that works perfectly fine. Now, let me show you guys one that I've already built out that's a little more advanced that you can use in your own account. I'll show you how that works real time. So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to delete that webhook because I no longer need it. Go back here, I'm going to reassign this webhook. I'm going to change it to calendar sync. There we go. All right, now let me show you guys this one. So you can add this flow to your account by going over to new flow, use a template, and you can just basically click on this right here and it automatically will add this structure into your account. All you have to do is copy the webhook at the top, add it to your account, add it to your integration, and it will be ready to go. Should be. Just play around, test it out a little bit, make sure the data is mapped correctly, but it should be ready to go after that. Let's go ahead and run this. So what happens is when I add an event to the calendar or update or delete, it'll go here and it will check to see if the ID that I mapped in the description, if it exists. The ID exists anywhere in an event in the Google Calendar. If it does, it's going to go down this pathway. And then based on that, the status inside of the event itself will either be scheduled or delete. So right here, I have it looking to see if what the status is. If it's scheduled, it's going to update that event with the data, with the new data. If it's delete, it's going to go down this pathway and delete that event from the Google Calendar. If this returns no event ID from Google Calendar, it's going to go down this pathway because the ID won't exist, and then it'll create the event. Okay, and then once it gets done with its route, I don't have anything after that, so it's just going to stop. So let me show you guys how this runs. Let's go back here. Let's add an event. Let's go test calendar sync. Do it all caps. Do 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'll put an address this time. Let's do 555, whatever. Idlewood. Let's do offer contract, and let's do a description. Test calendar sync. Add event. Let's do it for 12/21. Okay, it's added it. Let's go back to calendar. There it is. Now let's go in here and let's change it. Let's edit the time. Let's change the date and everything. Let's change it to 12:30. Let's change it to 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Save. I could update all this other stuff if need be, doesn't matter. And then now, since I'm done editing, I'm going to click on the webhook button. I'm going to push it to the calendar sync. There you go. It's moved it. Now I'm going to delete the event. Just click the trash can here. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Trash can, delete. There you go. Give it a second. Give it 1 second. Google Calendar sometimes slow. There you go. Now it is gone. That is how that calendar sync function works, and that is ultimately how the integration feature works inside the calendar. You can do a bunch of stuff with it. You can attach it to our over 500 plus integrations in the ProPhone system, and we're adding more all the time. But that's just an example of something you can do with the integration, okay? But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to submit a help and support ticket by clicking on the profile drop-down, click on help and support, and you can either get support, request a feature, or report a bug. We'll take care of you either way. But that's all I have for you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.